working hard for money, money needs to work hard for you. My self-worth and net worth are building every day.
Welcome back to the dFree Financial Freedom Movement and to our FinFest presentation. The last presentation that you probably saw had something to do with breathing and mindfulness. This presentation really has to do with how you overcome adversity. Listen, all of us face challenges in our lives. None of us were born with the proverbial silver spoon in our mouths. And what we've learned, especially from our next presenter, is that it doesn't matter really where you start. What matters is where you end up. That we can't control what happens to us in life, but we can control how we respond to things that happen. Our next speaker is motivational. He is absolutely hilarious, but more importantly, he's transparent and he is authentic. He started out living in public housing in New York, and now he's making much more money than he ever dreamt he would make being himself and helping others. Welcome to FinFest, Brother Ash Cash, who will set you on fire.
All right, so I'm happy to be here with you guys today. And today, you know, I want this to be a little interactive. And so I'm gonna need your participation a little bit. All right, so today we're gonna talk about how to maximize your full potential, right? And that's my goal. When we leave out of here, I want you to leave better than how you came in. That's my only goal, right? And how to maximize your full potential. So we'll start off with a quick story, right? So this is me at like 6 years old, maybe. Innocent kid. Grew up in the suburbs. I'm just joking. So I'm from New York City. I'm from New York City. Right, I'm from New York City. And a lot of times when I tell people that I'm from New York, right, they think that, I come from the skylines. There we go. They think I come from the skylines and, the beautiful New York City. But what I actually mean when I say I'm from New York City is that this is where I come from, right? And so I was born and raised in the St. Nicholas projects, right? In the 90s, right? So filled with crime, filled with a lot of destruction, saw a lot of stuff happening. And the truth of the matter is that picture you saw, and I'm not saying this to be proud of it, but that picture you saw was the year I got kicked out of the first grade. Right? So I've got kicked out of school 4 times. And again, I'm not glorifying it, right? I got kicked out in the first grade. So I'm a parent now. I have 2 kids. I have a 15-year-old and I have an 8-year-old. There's nothing I can't fathom my son doing anything that would get him kicked out of school. Like, that's not even something that's acceptable. Like, I can't even imagine that he would do something to get him kicked out of school. But that's my story, right? I got kicked out of school in the first grade. I got kicked out of school again in the 5th grade. I got kicked out of school in the 9th grade. Y'all laughing? Why you laughing? Look, hey, Dr. Soaries, I'm being vulnerable. They laughing like that's not right. And I got expelled in the 10th grade. So the 10th grade wasn't my fault, though. It wasn't my fault. So the 10th grade, there was a lot of gang activity happening in the mid 90s. And I never joined a gang, but I was around it. And I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I did nothing. I promise you, I did nothing. But I got expelled out of the 10th grade, so I had to do the 10th grade over again, right? But I say that to say that by the time I graduated high school, my grades were horrible. Couldn't get into any college, so I had to go to a community college. And I did 4 years in the community college, and then wound up, going and getting a 2-year degree. But banking, saved my life, right? So I say all this to say that despite all of that, right, despite all of that, I went on to have a very, very thriving career as a banker. So at 19 years old, I started out as a teller. Thank you. I started out as a teller at a bank, and I did everything in banking. So I did 15 years in banking. I did everything from teller to personal banker to private banker to branch manager. At one point, I was one of the youngest CEOs of a federally chartered bank. So I was a CEO at 31 years old of a credit union, right? Retired from banking, right? I retired from banking, decided to get into entrepreneurship. In 2009, I wrote my first book, Mind Right, Money Right, 10 Laws of Financial Freedom. And I've been, I'm an 8-figure entrepreneur now, right? And that just means that as an entrepreneur, me and my companies have generated over $10 million as an entrepreneur. That does not mean I have $10 million, so I ain't bring security with me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mean I got $10 million because we got payroll. You know what I'm saying? Money come in, money come out. But we've generated as an entrepreneur, right? Over $10 million. I am. I've been on a lot of stuff from the morning news to everything you can name of. I've been a part of it. Again, I've written tons of books. I've sold over 250,000 books independently. So I've never had a book deal, but I've sold these books independently. 6 of my books, I know she said 4, but I ain't want to, I got 6 bestsellers though. You know what I'm trying to say? The 2 count. I got 6, right? So I got 6 bestsellers, right? And then I also host a very popular podcast called Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. I call it the greatest money mindset show on the planet. We're not just in America. We actually chart in 26 countries, and so we've been downloaded over 6 million times. We've been watched over 6 million times, downloaded on audio over 1.2 million times, and so it's really a popular show. Comes on every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. InsideTheVaultTV.com. Shameless plug. There's a little QR code right there. Y'all want to check it out. But so that's a little bit about me. And so again, my goal is to help you maximize your full potential. I don't care who you are, right? Whether you are 5 years old or whether you are 80 years old, it does not matter, right? My goal is for you to leave a little bit better than how you came in here. Is that okay? All right, so let's test your knowledge because before, everybody knows I have a lot of energy. But the thing is, though, I got to make sure that I get the energy back. And so I'm only going to be as good as you, right? So if y'all don't give me energy, then I'm not going to give you energy. That's it, because I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't waste my time. Like, if y'all just, you know what I'm trying to say? If y'all just want to hang out and just hear me speak, that's cool. But I need to know who's in the building. So we're going to test your knowledge real quick. This is the color. All right, cool. This is a picture of. All right, cool. The visionary of the dFree movement. All right, cool. All right, we there. All right. The greatest rapper of all times. Nah, y'all don't agree? Like, all right. Y'all see, I just want to see. This is a picture of 50 Cent or Shaq? I don't know. 50 Shaq? All right. This is a picture of Oprah or Beyonce? I don't know. All right, so we go a different way. All right, cool. Say I if you see 2 old people looking at each other. Say I see it if you see a young lady holding a plate on her head and a man playing a banjo, right? And another lady coming out, right? All right. So what's the point of this? The point is this, is that at some point, right? At some point, we were all on the same page, right? But then when things started to get a little dicey, we were questioning. We're like, I don't know. The truth of the matter is that a lot of times it's all about perspective, right? Depending on how you're looking, a 6 looks like a 6 and a 9 looks like a 9. But then sometimes a 6 looks like a 9 and a 9 looks like a 6. Nobody's wrong, right? So they're arguing, but none of them are wrong. It's all about perspective. And so that's what wealth is about to me. Wealth is perspective, right? When I was coming up, they told me that I had to work hard for money. But now, as I started to get perspective, to me, that is flawed information, right? Because if you're telling me that I have to work hard for money, right? We all have 24 hours in a day. I don't care how rich you are. We all got 24 hours in a day. Jay-Z, Oprah, Shaq, 50, all of us have the same 24 hours. And so how can I have the same 24 hours and I work hard, but I ain't rich yet, right? How does that happen? It's because it was flawed, right? The truth is you have to change your relationship with money, right? Instead of working hard for money, money needs to work hard for you, right? So you got to change that position again, right? Because one person is saying work hard for money, but the other person is saying make money work hard for you. So for one, money controls us when we work hard for money. So money is the employer. So money tells us what to do, right? Money gets us upset when we don't have it, when it's in and out of our life, right? Money is disrespectful at times because it comes in, then bills come, and it's like, I'm just here to visit, then it leaves, right? And so, but when you change that relationship, right? When you say, you know what, I'm going to work hard in the beginning, right? For like someone like me, I grew up not having, money, so I had to work. But as I was getting the money, I decided I need to change that relationship. So I'm going to take that money and I'm going to invest it in income producing assets. And I'm going to allow those assets to be what helps, right? So let's still check your knowledge. This is a picture of whose balance? See, look, mindset again. Mindset again. It's yours, right? This is your balance, right? This is your balance. You gotta see it first. You gotta see it first, right? And when you start to see it, that's the thing. But see, the thing is, people think that it is $1 million that makes somebody a millionaire. And that is false. That is false. A millionaire is a person. It's not the money, right? So if you look at your bank account and it's negative or it's not in $1 million yet, that's not your fault. That's the bank hasn't caught up yet. It's their fault, right? And so guess what though, right? Guess what, right? And Dr. Soaries could attest to this, right? When you think about the Bible, right? The Bible talks about be, do, have, right? That's the order. A lot of us are so focused on doing in order to have, and we forget about the be. It's the be that matters, right? It's not what you do that determines what you have. It's who you be. And I know we're in a school, so I'm saying that purposely, right? It's who you be, right? In your being that first allows you to do, right? And so if you're just doing, and you haven't attached to your being yet, that's the reason a lot of us don't have, right? And so when you think about when you're a millionaire, you have to become a millionaire in your being. When I was a teller, I became a branch manager before they gave me the title, right? I became a CEO before they gave me the title. I became an 8-figure entrepreneur before my businesses generated that much money. And guess what? Once I became that first. Now my being dictates my doing. Now what I'm doing is allowing me to have. All right, so it's all about your paradigm, right? Your paradigm is a set of assumptions, concepts, values, and practices that constitute the way of viewing a reality for the community that shares them. It's a belief system. So I have a saying, right? Abundance is your birthright. But think about this, though, and I had to come to grips with this because I was saying, man, if abundance is our birthright, why isn't everybody rich? Because we have a choice. You can choose an abundance of abundance, or you could choose an abundance of lack. It's all about a choice. It's all about your belief systems, right? And so for me today, my goal is to help change your belief system a little bit so you can understand, right, that you could be, do, and have anything you put your mind to. How's that sound? All right. All right, so what's the difference between rich and wealthy? We talked about this a little bit, but let's dive a little deeper. Poor means you pray and hope you get by. And so I don't ever want to hear anybody ascribe that negative personality to themselves, right? Never. I never want to hear anybody say, I am poor, right? Let the weak say, I am strong, right? So like I said, even if you don't see it, right, that ain't on you. And so rich means you work hard for money. So everybody who has breath in their body has the ability to be rich. Because you can work hard. I've been working since 8. I was packing bags at the local supermarket at 8 years old. I was 11, 12 years old. I was at the Mart 125 in Harlem selling mixtapes and T-shirts, right? So I was rich at 8 because I was working hard for money. But now our goal is everybody going forward, I want you to start building wealth, which means I need you to start making sure money is working hard for you. When you make money, now you figure out how can you take that money and invest it in an income-producing asset so that money can increase. And I'm talking about as little as $18, right? You could buy stock. $1 you could buy stock and own companies, right? Like randomly, Cash App started selling stocks. And I had money in Cash App, and I was like, I don't even just buy Walmart and Amazon. I wish I would have bought more, honestly. I just did it because I was like, oh, they got a stock. All right, let me go see. Do you know I looked recently, and I'm up 55%? Like, I'm up 55%. Now, don't clap, because I was like $100. I said if I would have known, I would have put more. But my point is, right, I put like $100 and something in there, and it's up 55%. That's wealth. All right, so money and wealth is a mindset. So I'm going to ask everybody to stand up for me. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so my goal today, right, I'm going to give you 10 steps that I've used in order to maximize my full potential. But first, we want to do call and response, right? Because I want you to speak life. I want you to speak abundance into your life. And so I'm going to say a phrase, and then I'm going to ask you to repeat it back to me. But again, I need the energy, though. Can y'all do that for me? Can y'all give me y'all best energy? Let's go. All right. I am a wealth creator. That was okay. I know y'all could do better than that. And we in a gym, so the echo should be a little louder. Y'all ready? I am a wealth creator. Abundance is my birthright. I will always seek knowledge. I will follow my divine path to prosperity. Everything I need, I already have. I am willing to accept the best that life has to offer. I will always invest in myself. Everything is working for my greater good. Wealth is in me, around me, and available to me always. I use my money to build assets. I will make, manage, and multiply money. My self-worth and net worth are building every day. That got a rhythm to it. My self-worth and net worth are building every day. Start clapping, start clapping, start clapping. My self-worth and net worth are building every day. Left side, my self-worth and net worth are building every day. All right, right side, my self-worth and net worth are building every day. I believe in unlimited possibilities. All right, round of applause for yourselves. Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. I appreciate y'all. Y'all can have a seat. Y'all can have a seat. All right, good, cool. Y'all passed the vibe test. All right, y'all cool. Y'all good. All right, so I'm going to give you 10 steps to achieving your dreams. This is how you maximize your full potential. This is what I've used. Anybody could use this. Where's Martin at? You said breathe. I need to breathe now because I'm, you know what I'm saying? A little. I'm not 20 no more. I used to hoop. You know what I'm trying to say? I still got a little hezzy, but I mean, every now, I still got a little hezzy, but I got to breathe. All right, 10 steps to achieving your dreams. Number 1, I need you to set goals and follow through. Right? And any hooper is going to tell you the most important part of the shot is what? The follow through. Steph Curry is Steph Curry because of his follow through. Right? And so in order for you to obtain everything that you desire, right, you first have to set those goals. What is it that you desire? Right? And I'm careful with language. I don't want us to be in a space of, and I actually just used the word, right? But my goal is for us to not be in a state of want. I need you to understand that. Everything you desire, you already have. Right? And so when you are, think about this, and this is, I don't want to go over nobody's head, but think about this. When you want something, why do you want it? It's because you believe you don't have it. And so what are you signaling, right? What are you signaling to the universe? What are you signaling to God? That, all right, if I want something that I already have, maybe I have to lose it in order to get it. And so to stay in the state of want, right, means that you're always going to be chasing that in which you desire. Right? So right now, if I have a desire for water, all I have to do is go get the water. I would want water only if I felt like I couldn't obtain it. But I don't have a want, right? So it's the desire. So whatever you desire, you set that goal. And then once you set that goal, know that it's achieved, right? The mere fact that you set the goal means that it's already done. But the only way to make it a reality is the follow through. That's the most important part. A lot of us set goals and then that's it. It's a great idea when we set it. We got the momentum when we started, and then life started lifing, right? And then all of a sudden we detour, and then we're wondering like why we didn't get this goal because we didn't follow through. So step number 1, I need you to set goals and follow through. Number 2, I want you to be consistent. Right? This is a picture of J. Cole, and if a lot of people don't know the story, J. Cole is from North Carolina. And he wanted to become a rapper. He wanted to get signed. He knew that nobody was getting signed out of North Carolina, so he drove to New York. And every single day, this is when Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam, he would drive to the Def Jam building, and he would go, he knew Jay had a Maybach, so he would go to the Maybach and give the driver a CD every single day. And the driver took the CD every single day. All it took was one time for Jay-Z to actually say, you know what, this kid come here every single day. Let me listen to this CD. And that one time Jay listened to it, he said, oh man, I need to sign this kid. Right? But guess what? If after the first time or after the second time or after the third time he got rejected, if he just gave up and said, nah, I'm not doing this anymore, he wouldn't be where he is today. Right? And so consistency, right? When you think about entrepreneurs, when you think about the wealth gap, we start things, but we're not consistent. Because when life gives us a detour, we're like, all right, maybe it's not. No, it's yours already. It's yours already. The detour is not to deter you, right? Because guess what? If you get in your car right now and you put the GPS system in, right, and you're trying to get somewhere, right? So from here, I need to go to the airport. And so if I get in a car and I put the GPS system in and I know that I'm supposed to be on the highway, but for whatever reasons, the GPS system is taking me to local streets, do I just say, oh, man, I'm not going to get to the airport? No, why? Because the GPS system knows the fastest route for me to get to my destination. And so most of us are not going to stop because the GPS system is taking us through these local routes. Most of us are going to do what? We're going to listen to the GPS system and say, you know what? Even though I think I know that the highway is the fastest way, I'm going to listen to Waze. And guess what? You're going to get to the to your airport. And so a lot of us have more trust in our GPS. All right, let me stop. Number 3, make the best out of every situation. Right? So this is a picture of Steve Jobs, and a lot of people don't know this, but when Steve Jobs, rest in peace, when he started Apple, he actually got fired from Apple. He started the company, it did well, he took it public, and then his board of directors actually fired him from it, right? And so he could have easily just gave up, right? But what did he do? He made the best out of every situation. He said, I'm grateful for this company that I started. I could do it again. And so he started another company called Pixar. So a lot of us know Pixar, which is the company that does a lot of the cartoons. Steve Jobs started that company. And Pixar got so popular that Apple said, oh, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we should hire him back. Hired him back, and Apple is what it is today because of this man, Steve Jobs, right? And so imagine if he would have gave up. Imagine if he took that situation and said, you know what, all right, I'm giving up. And so you got to make the best out of every situation. Number 4, take responsibility for your life. And this is a big one, y'all, because a lot of us, right, stuff happens, we think stuff is happening to us, right? And so because we think stuff is happening to us, we're blaming everybody else for our condition. But what we need to realize, right, is that everything that is happening for us, right? It's happening for us, and at the time that we take responsibility for our lives, we always have to act, right? Action changes things, right? Think and grow rich. It starts with the mind, but then you have to take action. And so action changes things. And so when we start thinking things are happening to us, and because we think things are happening to us, we decide to not take action and just accept the circumstance, we are doing ourselves a disservice. And so we want to make sure we take a responsibility for our lives. Number 5, form valuable relationships. You know, I've been an entrepreneur for over 14 years, and I pride myself on the fact that I have a good name, right? That it doesn't matter, right? I could get in rooms that people with more money than me cannot get into, right? I can make phone calls to people who may have more money than me, they can't make. Why? Because I form valuable relationships, right? Every time Dr. Soaries texts me and says he needs me, I'm there. Why? Because he is a valuable relationship. I know what he has done for our community, and it is a relationship in which I have built, right? Which is a valuable relationship, right? And so a lot of us are so focused on the tangibles. How much is it going to pay me, and does this make sense? You have to be able to discern, right? So I'm not saying let people use you, but you got to be able to discern a time where if what you're doing is aligned, make sure you're forming those relationships, right? When you think about Tyler Perry and Oprah, their relationship has helped both of them make billions of dollars, right? Because why? Because Oprah had something that Tyler Perry didn't have. Tyler Perry had something that Oprah didn't have, and then that allowed, right? That allowed them to make magic together. Number 6, make sacrifices. And what does that mean? Learn while others sleep, work while others party, and plan while others wish. Right? I was a banker at 19. And so they say, like, your 20s are the years you're supposed to be partying. I was working. I was in school, right? And a lot of people thought I missed out. Fast forward, I am 42 years old, and my kids have been out the country many times, right? We go on vacation a lot. There is not an experience that I desire that I cannot have at this moment. Right? Why? Because I made that sacrifice in order to get to my dreams. Number 7, never give up. Right? I love the story of the butterfly, right? Because in order for the butterfly, starts off as the egg, right? Then it's a caterpillar. Then it gets into the shell as a chrysalis. In order for the chrysalis to become this beautiful butterfly, it has to go through pain. Excruciating pain, actually. While it's trying to build its wings up, it's flapping against the chrysalis, right? But imagine this. If it did not go through that, if somebody said, "Look, I'm gonna help out I'm gonna help it become a butterfly, and I'm gonna cut through the chrysalis," it's gonna die. Why? Because it didn't gain the strength enough to fly. And so we gotta trust the process. A lot of times we think, why isn't this easy? No, that's part of the process. You have to fail. I've failed more times than I've been successful, but that's why I'm successful, right? And so we have to never give up, trust the process. Number 8, I want you to take calculated risk, right? If you want the cheese and it's a trap, put the helmet on, right? Take calculated risk. You have to take calculated risk. You have to be in a position to tell yourself that, is this worth it? And what risk am I going to take in order to get what I desire? Number 9, cherish hard work and discipline. Right? Kobe, rest in peace. I love Kobe's story because there's stories about him having an 80-point game, and then after the game, he's like, "Man, I missed a few shots." 80 points? Like, really, Kobe? You got 80 points, and now you're like, "Now I missed this critical shot, so I'm gonna go in the gym after dropping 80 to keep shooting?" Right? But that's the level, right? That's the level of hard work and discipline that it requires. Success requires discipline. There's times where I'm tired. There's times where I don't feel like showing up. But guess what? I'm not doing this for me. Right? And so I have an obligation to make sure I show up. And last but not least, I want you to create value. Right? LeBron James is the first active NBA player to reach $1 billion. His lifetime Nike deal helped him do that, right? And so why? But why would Nike say, "Listen, we're going to sign you to a lifetime deal with the sneakers"? Why? Because he created value. And here's a secret, y'all. Money chases value, right? The more valuable you are, the more money will chase you. And so as you create value, right? As you create value, you will now be able to attract money, right? We're not working hard for money anymore. It's all about attracting. It's becoming, right? It's becoming value so that the people who have the money are willing to give you the money in exchange for your value. And so I'll leave you with this last word. Amazon is, a company that people buy. People, always buy their things from Amazon. And I'll ask y'all this question. How many people use Amazon? Raise your hand if you use Amazon, right? If you ordered something on Amazon, and let's say you're an Amazon Prime customer, and Amazon says that it's going to be there tomorrow, when do you expect your package? Right? Let's just say, for whatever reasons, The driver gets to your house, is ready to deliver your package, but for some reason they decide to hold it back. Do they have the right to do that? Yes, no? No. Well, a lot of us are Amazon drivers. And we, right, somebody prayed for you. Somebody prayed for what you got. Somebody, like the story that you, like everything happened for you, right? For you to give to somebody else. So you have a gift that you've actually been sitting on. And when it was time to deliver the package, you didn't like how the box looked. You didn't like the fact that it was crumbled. You didn't like the fact that it was brown, right? And so now you're not delivering your best self. You're not delivering your package to the people who are actually praying and asking for you, who are expecting you to come up. Because you are making the decision to hold back the package. And so as I leave today, I want you to understand that you have a gift, and I need you to be in a position always to deliver that gift to the people who are praying for you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ash Cash, for telling your story and for your willingness to be so transparent. I mean, how many people who were kicked out of school in third grade are willing to tell that? The reality is that all of us have been kicked out of something, and all of us have had challenges that we've had to overcome. And I'm hoping that all of you benefited from Ash Cash. You can follow him on social media, just as you can subscribe and like and share these videos from FinFest. We are trying our best to help people, all kinds of people, learn how to make money, learn how to invest money, and learn how to keep the money that they make. And Ash Cash is a perfect example of someone whose lifestyle and whose life's work contribute to strategies that each of us can employ to do better financially. It doesn't matter what level we're on, each of us can look forward to rising to a new level of success. And I believe Ash Cash has dropped some gems on us that can help us do that. We have much more to come, and so don't go anywhere. But if you do go somewhere, come back to our next presentation, because FinFest is attempting to help you make more money, manage your money, and invest your money for future success.